Welcome to the next Student City Guide. This guide is about the biggest city in Australia. You guessed it right, it's Sydney. Now first thing first is about the city. Now Sydney is obviously the biggest city in Australia. It's the capital city of the state New South Wales. Around 5 million people live in Sydney. And the weather is Mediterranean. So it gets really nice and warm in the summers and it stays pleasant in the winters. The average temperature in the summers is around 26 degrees and in the winters is around 16 degrees Celsius. The next thing is about universities and TAFEs. When it comes to universities, Sydney has plenty to offer. So it has lots of world-class universities like University of Sydney, University of New South Wales, Macquarie University, Australian Catholic University and Western Sydney University. Now many other universities from other cities also has their campuses in Sydney, such as Charles Darwin University, Central Queensland University, University of Wollongong, University of Newcastle, University of New England and Torrens University. If you would like to study vocational education program, then TAFE New South Wales is the way to go for you, as it is one of the TAFE you can study in Sydney. Apart from that, there are many other private education providers which provides different vocational courses to international students. The next thing is about transport system. Now as you can expect from the biggest city in Australia, Sydney has one of the best public transport system in Australia. So you can travel in Sydney using trains, buses, light rails and ferries. But traveling on public transport in Sydney is not cheap, as there is no public transport concession available in Sydney for international students, unless you are studying in Australia using Australia Award government scholarship. And to travel on public transport in Sydney, you would need an Opal card, which you can use to travel around the whole city. The next thing is about the living costs. Now Sydney is definitely not a cheap city to live in. Even when you're sharing your accommodation, you might still be paying higher amount of rent as compared to other cities in Australia. So your rental cost can be anywhere around $800 to $1,000 per month if you're sharing with other people. The food cost can be around $150 to $250 per month. The transport definitely is around $150 to $200 per month. Keep $150 to $250 for other expenses. However, your mobile expenses will be similar to other Australian cities, which is around $30 per month. The next thing is about accommodation and popular neighborhoods. Now there are plenty of accommodation facilities available for international students in Sydney. You can live in on-campus, you can live in homestay, you can live in off-campus or private rentals. There are also many purpose-built student accommodations as well. If you're not living in on-campus accommodation, some of the popular neighborhoods in Sydney are Mansfield, Northridge, Penrith, Parramatta, Randwick, Eastwood and Newton. The next part is about things to explore. Now obviously when you think of Australia, the first picture that comes in your mind is Sydney Opera House, and it is definitely the most popular attraction to explore in Sydney. Alongside Sydney Opera House, Sydney Harbor Bridge is very popular as well. Bondi Beach is definitely a world-class beach which you need to explore. Now a couple of interesting facts about Sydney. Now Sydney Harbor Bridge is one of the tallest steel arch bridge in the world. Now Sydney is also Australia's IT capital. Around 76% of Australia's IT companies' headquarters are based in Sydney. The next thing is the jobs. Finding jobs in Sydney can be a hit and miss, as some students will find jobs in Sydney quite easily because it's a huge city and there are more opportunities there, while others might struggle to find a job. But still, considering that Sydney is the biggest city in Australia, there are plenty of job opportunities available in Sydney itself. So if you're looking for a city with lots of part-time work in Australia, then Sydney should definitely be your choice. Well, I hope you find this Student City Guide about Sydney useful. If you do, make sure you like and share this video. And for more videos like this, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Make sure to check all the useful links regarding this Student City Guide in the description. Thank you for watching. See you in the next one.